Whoa, it's a beautiful day to do the reactions. Look, check this out. In today's video, we have a woman who wanted to put more on her boyfriend's plate than he was willing to accept. And it didn't work out in her favor.
So I ghosted my boyfriend on New Year's Eve and I have not spoken to him since. Before I get into this, I just want to say that me and my boyfriend, we have been together for a year. Well, almost a year, 11 months. A year on February 2nd, we will have been together, okay? My boyfriend is also 34, grown man. He also is a homeowner, has a pretty good job, and also has a business that he's starting. So let's start there, right? So recently, obviously, like you all have known, I've become unemployed. And I have not been able to find a job. I have put in like 30 applications a day. I've got nothing, like barely even an interview. I've gone on 2 interviews. So I've been literally struggling and I no longer have the funds to afford these bills, okay? Anyways, okay, I'm gonna keep it together for this. I'm not gonna get stressed out. I no longer have the funds to afford these bills. It's something so crazy about having hundreds of thousands of dollars one day and then the next day having nothing. But that's what's going on right now. And so I am vulnerable with my man and I go, hey, I'm gonna need to like stay with you for a little while I get myself together. Like, I don't have anything on the rent. And so I'm gonna need to move with you while I get myself together. Mind you, I said he has his own house, his own 3-bedroom apartment in a nice neighborhood. He also has a best friend. His best friend lives with him, mind you, and has been living with him for however many years that he's like lived there, almost the whole time he's lived there.
I just got a couple of questions, a couple of concerns. How did you lose your job? Did you quit your job willingly or did you lose your job? Got laid off? You don't have family to rely on? Can't move back home with mom and dad, until you get back on your feet? You absolutely have to move in with your boyfriend? Come on now. It's a reason why he didn't ask you to move in already in the first place.
And so I'm like, if his best friend can live with him, why not his girlfriend, So I'm like, hey, I need a place to stay. Which honestly, in hindsight, I shouldn't even have to ask for that. He knew I was struggling. He should have said, hey, let me take something off of your plate. Like, come stay with me so that you can breathe and get this. If he really cared about me, he would have said that, but he didn't. He sat there and he watched me struggle and then watched me get to the point where I was like, hey, I just need a break. Like, I'm literally so depressed. I'm losing my mind. I can't find anything. Can you please help me? And he said, no. He said, no. He said, no, you cannot live with me. Mind you, living with him is free. Doesn't cost him anything. He said, no.
I gotta stop you right there. Living with you will not be free. Everything's gonna increase. Energy consumption is gonna increase. Food cost is gonna increase. A lot of things are gonna increase. And you're gonna be around a lot more than he's used to. There's a lot of cost involved in that. I'm gonna keep it real with you, bro.
I can't live with him. At first, he goes, oh, I like that we have our own places to retreat to when we get into our arguments. And wrong answer. Number one, when we get into arguments, we never leave. Like, we stay in the same room and we continue to talk it out until we work it through, which I think is a really good habit that we have and a really good green flag that we have in our relationship. Yes, do we get into arguments? So does everyone. Yes, do I lose my cool? I'm a woman, but I rein it back in and we figure it out and nobody goes home. So that's a weird thing to say. We've never even done that. Second of all, that sounds like a problem to me, not a solution. When we get into arguments, we should not be leaving, because what happens when we get married? There is no way to go. We both live in the same house. So maybe that's not a good habit to start. Being that we have not started yet, maybe let's not start that now. On our very first date, I told him that I wanted to be engaged within a year. I said, after a year, I want to be engaged. He said that's plenty of enough time for someone to know whether or not they want to get married or not. This is what he said. We have talked about it, I shit you not, probably 10 times throughout this year. And never once did he say, I don't think this is going well enough for that to be a realistic goal anymore. Never once did he say, hey, like, let's pump the brakes. I don't think that we're doing that well for it to get to that. So I'm thinking we're doing well. We're on schedule. After a year or a year and a half, we'll probably get engaged. Then he goes, I don't think I want to live with someone again until I'm married to them, which is some new boundary that he literally just made up because he's never said that the whole time we've been together. And I go, maybe it's not a good idea that you live with someone after you already got married to them, because what if you guys are not compatible to live together and you don't know that until after you're already married? Then what? That's really dumb, actually. And so I'm like, okay, that's a completely new thing. But granted, it's been a year. We set our goal for a year. Are we going to get married? And he goes, no, that was your goal. Since when was this my goal? It was my goal, but like, I thought we were in agreement because you never said that we weren't in agreement. Clearly, I made all this up in my head, and this was never a goal. I just thought it was a goal because I continuously talked about it, and he never said that it was unrealistic. As a matter of fact, he said the quite opposite, that it was a realistic goal to have, and never once as we neared to the end of that year did he ever say, hey, I don't think we're close to being married.
Hey man, listen, I hear her argument, I really do, but I gotta side with the dude only for this reason. You said you wanted to be engaged by a year, and he responded with, a year is plenty enough time for a man to know. He didn't say that he wanted to marry you, and he didn't say that was going to happen.
So imagine my surprise when he says, I don't think we're close to being married. We still have things to figure out, because a couple of nights ago, I got super irritated at him and yelled at him and told him to leave my house. And apparently that's enough of a reason for him to be like, whoa, I don't want to marry her. All right. So yeah. And so I said, hey, I'm actually scared that I'm going to be homeless because I said, I'm actually thinking I'm going to be homeless because I don't have a job and these bills keep coming and I can't do it no more. I'm tapped out of resources. And I think I'm gonna end up, if you don't let me live with you, I'm gonna end up in my car, living in my car, something like being actually homeless. And he goes, well, plenty of millionaires have lived in their car before. Hey, Banks on track. What the fuck? So basically he said, yeah, no, I'm not gonna help you. I'm sorry that you're dealing with this. I know it's hard, but basically he told me that you never really do have anybody to depend on, and you come alone in this world, and you are your own person, and you should be your number one priority because nobody else is going to be dependable, which I translated to, he is not someone I can depend on. Why would I ever marry someone that I can't depend on? I'm a dependable person. I've had friends that I've let stay with me, that I've given a place to stay for free, that I've been able to like say, hey, you can lean on me. Like, don't worry about nothing. Take a break. I got you. So if I can be dependable to my friends, you can be dependable to your girlfriend.
Can you call any of those friends that you helped out right now in your time of need? That's what I want to do, because that seems like what you should do.
It's not a crazy concept. Yeah, we do come in this world alone, but relationships are the whole reason of everything. You should be able to depend on the people around you, on your community. They should be people that you can say, hey, you do owe a responsibility to the people you love and the people you care about. And apparently he doesn't think that way, and I don't think I can be in a relationship with someone who doesn't think that way. And so I decided that I kind of ghosted him. I just stopped talking to him, and I probably will never speak to him again. That really turned me off. And yeah, that's why I broke up with my boyfriend, because he said it was okay that I be homeless. I should be homeless while he goes home to his 3-bedroom house in a nice neighborhood and rubs his feet together under his nice comforter set, his nice sheet set, and watches his 70-inch TV on the wall and twiddles his thumbs together while I'm out in my car in the cold. Talking about he's gonna get me a blanket for Christmas so I don't be cold. You gonna get you a new bitch for Christmas. I ain't even.
Yeah, this dude don't really like her, y'all. It's common sense. She thought it was something that it wasn't. And a lot of times women do think that things are something that is not, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. Some niggas do lead them on. But a lot of times they're making up shit in their mind like this is a more serious situation than it actually is. But in this situation, I don't know what's really her problem. I think you should lean on your parents if you got them, or some of your friends if you got them, because who are all these people that you helped out in the past who you can't call on all of a sudden? Who are these people? Anyways, I don't think she's gonna totally ghost dude. I think the fact that he's an asshole and he cares more about himself than her is going to be the reason why she go back to him, because they love the toxicity, bro. That's just what I'm gonna say.
Would y'all accept y'all woman back if they cheated on y'all?
Zero tolerance. I stand on that. Zero tolerance.
So you would
bro.
divorce them?
Yes, it's over with.
What about you, X? This is real answer. To say, I feel like this, bro. What you said, bro, us men, we hold a lot of trauma in. You know what I'm saying? No. Reason being is that us men, bro, we very territorial. So you ever cringed from the thought of something? That's it. That's what you're gonna always have, is that cringe. It's gonna be a bunch of questions and insecurities that come into play, and it's trust issues. It's over with. It's over with, and you could try your hardest to revamp it and revive it, and it's dead, because you ain't gonna get that image out your head. Even though you never seen it, you gonna paint this image in your head. You gonna paint, like, a lot of men is gonna have this thought: is the nigga bigger than me? Did you do this to this dude? Did you do that? Did he bust in you? Did he go wrong? It's so many thoughts that's gonna run through your mind a mile a minute, and you can't control it, bro. And every time you look at her, you gonna cringe. You gonna cringe, bro.
All I can think about is how strong Morris Chestnut had to be in The Best Man, bro. Real talk. When he was standing at that altar and he was having hallucinations of his fiance getting her back blew out by Taye Diggs. That's cringe right there, bro. Most men ain't following through with that shit, bro.
Tenants charging them because they say she broke her lease when she died.
They want the rest of the about a year's long worth of rent from a dead person.
91-year-old Sandra Bonilla died in late June and was buried at Fort Sam Houston National Cemetery next to her husband. For more than 10 years, she lived at the Lodge at Chavano Park Apartments. At the time of her death, Bonilla had almost a year left on her 2-year lease.
We went to the apartment complex, spoke with the leasing manager, and he told us that he would use the security deposit towards the cleaning and turning over the apartment, and that they would terminate the lease.
But later, the family received this bill for $14,000 in accelerated rent and an $1,100 lease break fee. It even states the reason for her move out as deceased.
I think it's pretty unusual. I've never heard of anybody trying to charge an estate or somebody who's deceased for rent before.
Attorney Bill Clanton, who specializes in consumer and debt collection law, says a section of the Texas Property Code states a representative of the tenant's estate may avoid liability for future rent if they take 2 steps: remove all property from the apartment and provide a written notice of termination. And the landlord can only charge up to 30 days rent after the notice is received.
The landlord can charge for about 30 days once the lease is terminated. You can't get blood from a turnip. You certainly can't get rent from a dead person.
Is the economy that bad? Are we that hard up to the point where we have to do things like this? A deceased woman cannot pay rent. This is some ignorant shit. Man, that's almost as bad as the person who went to McDonald's and sued McDonald's because their coffee was too hot.
Let me ask you women this question real quick, right? And this is only for the women who don't like to go 50-50, right? Understand, I understand what the logistics of 50-50 is. You do your half, he do his half. And y'all saying y'all not with that because a man's supposed to pay for everything, right? But let me ask you this. Y'all already saying, y'all type of women already saying, if that nigga loses his job, goes broke, you ain't gonna stay around. So let me ask you this. How are you a real bitch or a real woman, if y'all want to say that? How are you real at all if you ain't gonna hold your nigga down? Like, fuck type of woman is you? You will really leave your nigga because he get fucked up. But what's the difference from you not paying nothing at all? That's just the same thing as you being fucked up because you ain't contributing to shit. Except for to make yourself look pretty, you want a daddy, bitch. That's what it really be. A lot of you women, I understand that a lot of y'all grew up without fathers and shit. But you asking your boyfriend to be your daddy. Only time he's supposed to be daddy is when you putting that pipe up in your ass. Other than that, that ain't your father, baby girl. Like, you grown. Take care of your motherfucking self and help out, bitch. What the fuck wrong with you? You get right.
I don't like a leech, man. I don't like no woman who just want to take, and not ever give. You know what's crazy? It takes nothing for the person who wants something to want it, but it takes everything for the person to give. You get what I'm saying?
A lady made a video talking about how she's attracted to gay men. And I just want to say thank you for waking it up, sister. I too love niggas with sugar in the tank. I actually have a history. I may have dated a nigger or two that may have come out as gay later. Hey, y'all do something. We was just in a group chat a couple of weeks ago. My friends was like, yep, Nia love a nigga that she could share clothes with. Taking it far, but I get it. The love go a long way over here. Okay?
Sounds like mass confusion going on to me, man. It don't make no sense. I mean, shit, different strokes for different folks, but
I be on the internet cracking jokes with y'all about shit that made me cry 10 years ago. And the motherfucker sit on that bitch and call me tough. Oh, this tough, you trying to do this and that. Man, I'm on this bitch talking about shit with y'all, making it funny, that broke me down to my knees 10 years ago. I'm over here cracking jokes about with niggas I lost or niggas I can't see no more. On phone them. And I'm making it funny for y'all to be able to dissect and take this information in. But when this shit happened to me, man, I was hurt. I was sick. I couldn't even speak. I couldn't even think. I couldn't even move, eat, nothing. But I'm on this bitch with y'all making this shit like this shit was a joke when I was going through it.
that's called life right there, bro. You know, it's really a gift to be able to turn a negative into something positive, something that you can make people laugh and bring them joy about, but it costs you pain. I get what he talking about, bro. I do it all the time, god damn it.
I should have known my ex was not the one for me when I tried to have a serious conversation with that nigga and he told me I got on bait, bitch, and started dying laughing. And a serious conversation.
Yeah, man, I'm glad you ain't have a baby by that boy. Priorities all messed up. Bitch, I got on bait. That's some funny shit, though. I'd have died laughing had I been a fly on the wall.